Innovation. So, does anyone do innovation as part of their PMO work on their projects? Hands? Anyone doing innovation? There's a few here. We're dabbling in innovation. That's a bit of reluctantly. Okay, that's good. Innovation is a scary or a big word that sounds expensive, if you ask me. Yeah, sounds like failure. There's not a lot of certainty. But when you dig into it, innovation doesn't have to be big. You know, I have a saying and a mantra that Dale and I use: it's start small, think big. We can take innovation at incremental stages. We don't need to be big bang. So for me, innovation requires two things. And I've tested this a few times, so you can challenge me afterwards if you like. The first thing is kind of counterintuitive, a lack of resources. So for innovation to be real, something has to be not available. Because if we had all the resources, we wouldn't need to innovate. We wouldn't need to change anything. We just do business as usual. But that's not the case on projects. There's always something that's not available. So a lack of resources creates this primordial soup for innovation. And the second part is creativity. The one commodity that I think AI will never be able to replace is creativity. That's the artistic side of us. That's the what's possible. And it's the bit that's least encouraged on projects. It's the thing that gets removed when we have to deliver to a time frame or a timeline. It all has to be transactional, it all has to be technical. It all needs to be logically linked in a nice schedule. But unfortunately, the time and the space we need for creativity can solve the problems. Just like that man there. He's innovating as we speak. So innovation needs two things to work.
Right, so if we base those two things off of what the value is of a PMO, it's really difficult to explain to organizations and individuals what the value actually is. What's their return on investment on us? But if you think about it, the most common question you probably get asked is, how many people do you have in your PMO? And so the perception is that the unit value of a PMO is people, individuals. The bigger your PMO team, there must be more value. Is this true though? Because no single individual has the same experience, the same abilities, the same skills. And so you can't create consistency in that value. And so that's the perceived value. However, what should the real unit value be in a PMO? How do we demonstrate this? If you go back and think about what we said, we take reams of data and information and turn that into meaningful insights upon which we can make sound decisions off of. And so surely, then the unit value becomes, what is that insight? What is that meaningful insight? What is the report that goes out? You know, and not just the report in terms of a dashboard or a piece of paper, but verbal communications, email communications, the coffee chats, you know, that's reporting as well. So we control that perception, right? And so the unit value then surely has to be, what is that bit of insight that's going out? Now, how do we make that consistent? Because if we go by the fact that no two individuals are the same, therefore, it isn't a consistent output. But one thing that is the same is technology. When you use a product, whatever product, choose anyone, you'll get the same outputs regardless. Yes, it's different information going through, but it comes out the same way. AI is no different. But the point being here is there's technology that can create this consistent value for us. And so here we start to futurescape a little bit with you. So just indulge us as we take you through some of the ideas and thinking that you could use now or in the future as you go throughout the day.
That's Dale's way of translating for me that I've got geeky slides that I'm about to show you. So for me, this is the easiest way for me to understand. I have a background in data science and business psychology. For me, understanding how people behave around information is important to me. And what's happening in the future, AI is coming for our knowledge. And what does that mean? When we start pouring all of our detailed projects into a barrel or a bowl, when it's able to pull out insights and rationalize why it got there through critical thinking, we're at an inflection point of technology. When we think about AI, we think about AI as a tool. Yeah? Who thinks of AI as a tool? Exactly. Great. If you didn't say that, I'd be in trouble. So it's not. There's never been anything like it in the history of humankind to compete with us at all levels of STEM, all levels, even creativity. There has never been anything like it. It is not a technology that we are used to. It's not an application and it's not a tool. It will utilize tools the same way we do. You have a few SaaS companies out there, I'm probably going to offend them in a second. They should be shaking in their boots because AI will decentralize the power and control of information. You'll be able to decide how you develop information, how you share information, how you train yourself, how you educate yourself. That has never, ever been done before. And the scariest thing is the pace in which it's happening. So PMO could position itself in the near future, looking after, let's call it AI governors or AI governance, the planning agents, the AI bots that can plan things ahead of time, and the execution agents that are trained to execute transactional tasks in front of them and do that autonomously. This is autonomous technology. That blows my mind every time I say it, because I thought this was all just a dream. But the fact that PMO could be in a position to hold that power for a project is quite a responsible and quite a noble one as well. I don't know if you want to say anything else.
Yeah, I think just to add to that, you know, if you didn't raise your hand, if you disagreed with the whole sort of AI view, it's not actually that scary, right? If you just break it down, artificial intelligence. What is artificial? What's the definition? It's human-made. The seats you're sitting on, the clothes you're wearing, the building we're in, it's all artificial. It's not scary. The cars we drive, it's all artificial. Intelligence is just the ability to reason or make judgment. So if you put those two things together, it's just a human-made ability to reason or make judgment. Not that scary.
I'm not scared. A little bit. Right.
So what we did is to demonstrate what you can do right now is we built a GPT. So if you want to take your phones out and you want to scan that, that just takes you to ChatGPT. And that is a GPT that's built on PMO knowledge, right? So you can literally have this in your pocket constantly. You don't have to go and ask anyone. This is the power of technology today. Yes, it might be broad, but what you could do with your organizations is you could train GPTs on your own information within the context of how your organizations want to deliver projects. An example of the power of not just AI, but technology at large and how we can harness knowledge collectively. There's also a cool thing. Val likes to talk to me all the time, but I like to sleep sometimes as well, and time zones are different between the UK and Australia. So he talks to me when I'm sleeping.
It's weird for me and my wife to have Dale in my pocket, but let's see how we go. So I can call the Dale, and I'm calling him right now. He must be busy. Oh, he hung up on me.
I'm sleeping.
He's still here. He's still here. Is it the suspenseful stage of it? No? Oh, there we go. Call was disconnected. All right, it's not working. Maybe you try.
I'll try.
So what it has in a pocket is a trained algorithm that has learned not only information and knowledge that Dale knows, but in his own voice, which is the creepiest thing you'll ever hear, because you can ask this AI-generated algorithm and phone call anything you want about any subject you want. You can put parameters in there if you've got morals and ethics, obviously. But if you wanted to learn a subject matter, we're slowly getting to a point where you're going to have a digital interface of yourself, a AI co-pilot that sounds like you, that looks like you, that knows what you know, that can retain your memories. And if that doesn't get you excited, I've always wanted a carbon copy of myself for those days when I don't want to come in on a Monday, perhaps. Are we trying on your phone? You don't like iPhones, that's what it is.
I'm sorry, but I don't understand the question you're asking. Could you please?
What do you think of PMO?
PMO, or Project Management Office, is a centralized team within an organization that oversees and coordinates projects to ensure they align with business objectives and are managed effectively. It can be a vital asset.
Boring, all right. So,
does anyone else want to try it here? Just in case they think you recorded that.
No, absolutely. So you can get the sound. I mean, that's a very unique voice Dale has, and it's instant. By the way, this we built in about 5 minutes, and this we've trained in about half an hour. If we had more time, we could build an entire PMO out of the box using AI as the main proponent, which is interesting. So for us in the space of PMO is resources, I think we're going to get shaken up over the next 12 months to 3 years in a really big way.